want to begin this hour with breaking news from Ottawa. CTV News is learning several key ministers in the Trudeau cabinet will not be seeking re-election. CTV's Mike LeCouter is standing by with more details. Mike, good morning. What are you learning?
Good morning, Marcia. We have a list of 4 now cabinet ministers who have basically said they are not going to be running in the next election. Let's start with that list. Marie-Claude Bibeau, she is the Minister of National Revenue. There have been rumors that she wants to run for the mayor of Sherbrooke. That is her hometown. It looks like she will not be running in the next federal election. Then you have Philomena Tassi. She is the Minister of Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario. She has written a letter and put out a statement online basically saying that it is time for her to spend more time with her family, and she calls this a bittersweet decision. Also, in that note, she did name Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and say, "I wish him the very best now and in the future. I believed in him in 2015, and I believe in him now." However, she is not going to seek re-election. The other one, Carla Qualtrough. She has been with the Prime Minister since 2015 in Cabinet. She's the Minister of Sport and Physical Activity. She is not seeking re-election. And the fourth is Dan Vandel, Minister of Northern Affairs. This now, Marcia, brings a total of 6 cabinet ministers who have decided not to run in the next election. You'll remember that Pablo Rodriguez last month had announced that he was leaving cabinet as transport minister to run for the leadership of the Liberal Party in Quebec. And then Seamus O'Regan, who is also someone who's a personal friend of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, announcing that he will not be seeking re-election as well. And of course, Marcia, this just adds fuel to the fire of whether or not the Prime Minister will have to have some sort of shake-up in cabinet. And clearly now he will have to if they're not running in the next election, because this is what happens as we approach an election. The Prime Minister likely goes around and has been asking some of his cabinet ministers, who's with me, who's in, who's out, who will not be running in the next election. And then after that, then has to decide who he's going into battle with, essentially, into that next election with. Interesting of note as well, here in our bureau, the Parliamentary Bureau, we've been putting out questions to the cabinet ministers as far or as recent as 2 weeks ago. Marie-Claude Bibeau was the only one who answered undecided whether or not she was going to be running in the next election. All of them have said that they will. So a little bit of a surprise now that we are getting 4 of these cabinet ministers who are saying they are not going to be seeking re-election.
And Mike, just a quick thought from you, please, on the timing of this reporting. We understand that a number of MPs are going to get together, potentially go public in the coming days, calling on the Prime Minister to step aside.
Yeah, this has been bubbling since, it seems, last Friday, when there is some sort of a movement within caucus right now. And Vashi Kapelos, our chief political correspondent, reporting yesterday that they do plan to meet and basically confront the Prime Minister at caucus on Wednesday. And that is a closed-door meeting where a number of them will talk to the Prime Minister, be frank with him. It is supposed to be a private conversation. All conversations in caucus are supposed to be private. But certainly we are hearing that some of them who are designated to feel comfortable to be able to speak for a bit of a larger group will voice those concerns and tell the Prime Minister that they believe that it's time for him to reconsider his leadership and to really go in a different direction.
Mike LeCouter, thanks for that breaking news reporting. Do appreciate it. Mike LeCouter in our Ottawa Bureau for us to start this hour.